407 years ago, our forefathers discovered Ohio. And what we've done is we found some really good deer hunting in Ohio.
You know, one of the things we should do as outfitters and as deer hunters ourselves, we should try to balance the herd a little bit. If you're going out hunting and you're seeing 5 times as many does as you are bucks, then you probably need to think about taking some of these does out of the herd. Not only does that let your bucks have a chance to get more of the food and minerals and everything else that your property holds, which will allow them to grow bigger and stronger, but it also helps during the rut. Rut comes around, if you've got 5 times as many does as you do bucks, the bucks don't have to get out and search for does. There's plenty of them around. Why should he go out in the middle of this wide open field after this one doe standing out here when there's 10 standing over here in the bushes with him? So get your doe herd in balance a little bit and it'll help you hunting out a whole lot. And that's what we're doing here today. Not only are we balancing the herd, we're getting some food in the freezer and making some jerky also. You guys stick with us.
Okay gang, here we are. It was December the 10th. Beautiful evening. Getting in this box this afternoon late. Just right behind the house. Been to Ohio several times, but again, behind the house, no place like home. We really enjoy hunting this river bottom. Saturday, didn't really have a whole lot of time, getting closer to Christmas. So everybody's busy, everybody's got stuff to do, so I'm slipping in here about an hour and a half before dark, trying to see if I can catch something slipping down the river bottom. And today's jerky day. If we see it, we're going to take a crack at it. So if we see a mature doe, we're going to take a crack at it. I'm not going to shoot anything that walks, but if it's a decent sized doe, I'm gonna take a stab at her. But anyway, I'd like to see a big old decent buck walking down this river bottom, is what I'd like to see. It's been a non-typical in here, which is really odd for our area, but he's got kind of like a third main beam that's kind of growing up and out. It's not really much, but it's just like a gnarly looking brow tie. So I hope we see him. But if we don't, a big old fat doe this evening will work. You guys stick around. Hopefully it'll be fun. Jerky. Jerky. This is what you call jerky time right here. Tonight was, if it's brown, it's down. Well, we wasn't gonna shoot no button heads, but anyway. All right. Now we'll go get number 2. Well, gang, back here in North Carolina tonight. Been doing a lot of stuff in Ohio, spent a lot of time up there, but tonight was definitely jerky night at home. As you can tell, we got the opportunity to hunt a place we hadn't hunted or killed a deer on in about 10 years, and we had a real good time sitting there this afternoon. It was real cold. It was about 32 at dark, which is pretty warm or pretty cold for this time of year, and pretty cold compared to what it has been. But anyway, we're just tickled to death with what we got here, and we're going to skin them out now and see if we can't make some jerky out of them. Appreciate you guys watching.
Now, not only do you need to keep your does in check, you need to give them some supplemental minerals in the springtime, and that's what we're doing here in this next little segment. Had Stephen Hopkins with me, a good buddy of mine. Met Stephen last year. He came up and hunted with us, and I think he's going to be helping us out some here on the show. But we're going around this spring. It's April, and we're freshening up some mineral sites and making some new ones. You guys take a look. Well, guys, y'all can see we're out here checking our mineral sites. I was here 4 days ago, and I freshened up a mineral site. This is the mineral site from last year. Poured the rain last night. I mean, absolutely poured the rain, and you guys can see the deer's been in here this morning already. It ain't but like 9 o'clock, and they've been wearing it out in here, looking, licking, and everything else. So I'm gonna check the camera, see how many pictures we got in the last 3 or 4 days, and we're gonna go on around, make another mineral site on the other side of the farm. Y'all stick with us. Well, here we are at another mineral site. Hadn't been any build-a-bone here since last spring, and you can see they've been in here since the rain last night. So build-a-bone works. We're gonna check this camera, see what we got. What do you think, Steve? I believe the deer love his build-a-bone, man. I really do. Now on this next hunt, I didn't get a lot of time to hunt here at home last year. Spent a lot of time in Ohio with you guys. And when I finally got home, we decided that we needed some jerky. So I load up this afternoon. I go down here to my farm, to the box, and I'm going to try to get us something to make some jerky out of. And before I ever get to the stand, I'm starting out across the field, and I look down on the far corner of the field, and standing off down there, there's 4 does standing in the field. And they never really spooked off. They just kind of turned and walked back into the woods. And right off the bat, I knew, being it's my personal farm and I've hunted here my whole life, I know where those deer were going to travel. So I kind of rushed around, snuck, got down in my box, and hadn't been in the box a couple of minutes, and sure enough, here come the deer out. In fact, they came out so fast, I couldn't get my big camera up, and I started filming with the little camera that I had mounted to the gun, and worked out all right except for the shot, and you guys see what I mean. You know, like I said, didn't have time to get my big camera turned on really and get on these deer, and I just had the little one mounted to the scope. And everything was going along good and everything was fine, but the recoil on a 7mm Magnum, it will turn your camera off for you when you pull the trigger, just so you know. Oh guys, I was going to come hunting this afternoon and stepped out into my field and looked off down in the field. There was some deer out in the field and couldn't get on them at that time, and they went back in the woods. And I figured they were going to come in the woods and come right around where they usually do, and they'd be coming right by my box. So I slipped around in front of them, got ahead of them, and got in there and just got the window open, sat down, got everything situated, and sure enough, here they came. And I tell you, worked like a charm. I didn't sit in the stand 2 minutes, and we got us a big doe on the ground. But we're going to go down here and look, see if we can't find her. Actually, I'm down here now, and plenty of blood right here where I shot her, but we got to look and see if we can find her. She did run off, but I don't think it'll be no problem finding her by the looks of things. Y'all stick with us. Now guys, not only when you're shooting does and trying to thin out the herd, this not only helps you get your herd in check the way it ought to be, but it also gives you a chance to hone your skills, if you will, I guess. You get an opportunity to shoot at the deer. You know what their deer are going to do. You're still out in the woods, you're hunting. When you do make a shot on a deer, I always go where I shot the deer and I find blood, and I track the blood all the way to where the deer is. You learn so much about your shot placement. Even if you see the deer, if you see it fall, you should always go to where you shot the deer and just track it, blood track it up to where the deer is. Look at the blood, see what it looks like, see what color it is, see if it's got any bubbles in it, see how good it's bleeding. And then when you find your deer, you can relate that back and say, okay, you know, had a bright red colored blood, had looked like it had some bubbles in it, kind of frothy looking. And then you find your deer and you think, well, that makes sense, I hit it in the lungs. Next time, you know, you're looking for a deer and you can't seem to find it and you're looking at the blood, you'll know, have a good idea where you hit the deer at by looking at the blood. You know, you can learn a lot from the blood color, from what it looks like, what it smells like, and you always do that. It's just good practice. You know, it's a big deal. It's a huge deal to lose any animal, but if you're shooting at a monster buck like we have up here in Ohio, then you want to make sure that you make a good shot to start with. And if you don't, you want to know the signs. You want to be able to know, hey, I need to back out and give this deer some time, or hey, it's okay to go ahead and get on this deer now. And we'll help you with that in Ohio if you come up and hunt with us. But it's always good practice to go where you shot the deer and kind of follow that deer to where he ended up and see what kind of blood trail you got. Looks like good lung blood to me. Got some bubbles in it right there. But, we'll see. There's more right there and right here. There's more. Oh yeah, that's good blood right there. I'm surprised she moved. Oh yeah, plenty, lots of blood. Lots and lots of blood. Oh yeah. She's having a bad day. Oh yeah, there's blood everywhere here. She went anywhere, really. I usually don't go anywhere with the 7 mag, but sometimes you get a tough one. That's what we got. I see her laying up here. See right here. She went right over that log. I don't know if you see the blood here on this little stump, but she went on up, crossed over the log. You see the little blood there on the log, and went on around, made a little circle, and she's laying right there. So we'll We'll go load her up. Well, gang, here she is. Like I said, I hadn't been to stand 2 minutes. So I was coming to my box here at my own farm, and we got several does here, and we're trying to get the ratio a little closer, buck to doe ratio. And came to the box. I saw 4 in the field, and they snuck back in the woods. I didn't really spook them, so I hurried on around and got in the box stand over here. And instead of being 4 of them, there were 6. And I got in there just in time, got the camera turned on, they came right by, and I was lucky enough to take one of them. But that's what it's all about, gang. If you own your own land, you need to do some doe management from time to time, and try to keep your buck to doe ratio together, and it'll make a lot better hunting for you. You know, Steven and I not only freshened up a couple mineral sites, we actually went around and made a new mineral site, and we're going to put a camera on that thing, and we're going to watch it. We're going to see, I'll do a little test here with this build-a-bone. We're going to see how long it takes these deer to find this build-a-bone. We're going to see how long it takes them to really start tearing into it, and we'll bring that to you guys on another episode. Y'all take a look. Guys, we back here on the back corner of the property, going to start a new build-a-bone site here. As y'all can see, I don't know if you can tell, but there's an awesome deer trail coming out right here. We're going to capitalize on that. We're going to put this mineral site right here where the deer are going to be, right where they want to be. And if you just look on in there, it's swore to the dirt right down through there. So we're going to start some mineral site here under this tree. We're going to rake all this stuff out. We're going to start some mineral site and put a camera on it and see how long it takes them to find it. Alright, as y'all can see, we went ahead and got a rake here and cleaned out all the sticks and underbrush, try to clean it down to the clean dirt and get a new mineral site going here with this build-a-bone. Craig with Build-A-Bone likes to recommend on a new site you put 2 bags the first time, come back in about a couple months and freshen it with 1 more bag, and then right before season another bag. So here we are, we're going to go ahead and put our first bag down and then come in with our second bag and put a trail cam up, and we're going to see what happens here. So y'all stay tuned, and we'll be keeping you posted on how this site works. Alright, as you can see, we've got our 2 bags out. We're going to come back in a couple months and check this site again. What we try to do is pick a spot that the water don't wash, or the water's not pooling or standing all the time, where we can get whenever it does rain hard, it's kind of got a foliage over top of the site, so can kind of come down on it and help soak it in slowly, and so that way the minerals can seep down into the soil, so therefore we can have a continuous site year after year after year. That's the big key, is you don't want something where there's a lot of water rushing, because it ain't going to do nothing but wash your minerals away. This Build-A-Bone really works, so we're going to get our camera up now, and after we've got our 2 bags on it now, and just see what happens. Y'all stay tuned. Gang, like always, we want to thank you guys for watching today. We want to thank you for tuning in to Trophy Room Adventures. We got a lot of exciting stuff coming up here for next season. We got kind of a different format we're going to roll out on you guys, and you'll learn more about that here in the next couple of weeks. But if you want to get in touch with us, if you want to come hunting with us up here in Ohio, if you want to come be on the show, if you want to send us some footage, whatever you want to do, start thinking about that. Get your cameras out this fall, get your hunts on video, and let's see what we can do for each other come 2018. You can get in touch with us any way you want to. The best way is probably to go to the website, www.trophyroomadventures.com. Look us up there. You can send us an email. You can call us, write us a letter, send us a note. Any way you want to do will be fine with us. We'd just love to hear from you guys and see what we can do for each other in 2018. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll be sure to see you next week.
for this.
Go as close as you can get.
Huh?
Go as close as you can get. I mean, you're gonna make it hard on me. I gotta drag it 15 feet.
You shot it, you drag it.
You know, today on the show, we got a lot going on.
Hold on a minute. Put some light on y'all.
Good.
Wait a minute. We find you now. Have you got this zoomed in?
I don't know.
I mean, cause I'm getting all higher.
It ain't me.
Yeah.